This isn't a painting, this isn't a legend, this is legal identity. And the black figure is right at the center of it. This is not folklore, this is heraldry, the official visual language of European nobility. These images come from 16th and 17th century armorial archives. The black figure appears not as a caricature, but as a heraldic charge, preserved in ink and gold. Heraldry was legal identity. It represented lineage, property, sovereignty. If a figure appears in a coat of arms, it was deliberate and meaningful. Tonight, we decode what that presence means. Heraldry is not decoration, it is territorial identity. Coats of arms were tied to lordships, bishoprics, and free cities. These emblems marked ownership of land. The black figure is woven into the fabric of territorial Europe. This means the imagery was not marginal, it was institutional. When we see repetition across regions, we are seeing normalization. A recurring motif in the archive is the crowned black figure. In heraldic language, the crown signals authority and elevated status within aristocratic hierarchy. These figures, both male and female, are positioned centrally within noble arms, occupying the visual space associated with the sovereignty and lineage. Their integration into formal heraldry reflects structured inclusion within elite systems of identity and rank. This is the cross of Alcaraz, 4 crowned Moorish heads separated by the cross of St. George, commemorating the Battle of Alcaraz 1096. This shield became foundational to Aragon's identity. The black figure is not hidden, it is central. When imagery becomes part of a kingdom's arms, it becomes institutional memory. As we move beyond purely secular royalty, we begin to see black figures embedded within multiple layers of imperial society, noble banking dynasties, professional legal ranks, and ecclesiastical heraldry. The Fugger family crest, for example, incorporates a black figure within its heraldic composition. This is part of aristocratic heraldic tradition within a powerful Augsburg banking house closely tied to the Holy Roman Empire. In another example, the arms associated with Martinus Haug, an imperial advocate, feature a full-bodied black woman actively presenting a 6-pointed star. Here, the figure functions not as a military martyr or saint, but as a heraldic identifier, possibly allegorical, possibly symbolic of knowledge, distinction, or authority within the professional class. We also encounter black ecclesiastical figures wearing mitres within church-related heraldic contexts. Without manuscript attribution, we refrain from assigning a specific historical identity. What we can say with certainty is that these figures occupy sacred visual space within imperial heraldry. What emerges is not a single narrative, but a recurring visual presence, one that spans finance, law, and ecclesiastical authority across the empire. Here we depart from static bust profiles. This is dynamic, in motion. Heraldry uses canting arms, visual puns tied to surnames or trades. The hammer may reference profession or family name. This shows integration into guild, industry, and civic identity, not ornamental, occupational. Strip away paint and we see ink. The line work reveals the structure of heraldry. Notice the torse, the twisted cloth beneath the crest. This connects helmet to crest, technically precise. The black figure is structurally embedded into the heraldic framework. This is design literacy, not improvisation. The most common form, the polychrome profile bust, standardized yet individualized. Note the tortle, the headband. Heraldic colors matter: gules, red; argent, silver, and white, or gold. The livery ties the figure to family colors. This is identity coding, not random artistry. Blazon language demands precision. Garments are not generic. Patterns, stripes, check designs reflect noble livery. This integrates the figure into dynastic branding. Clothing signals affiliation. In heraldry, fabric is symbolism. Now we see the full heraldic achievement: shield, helm, mantling, crest. Sometimes the black figure appears both on shield and crest. That repetition reinforces centrality. The crest often mirrors or amplifies the shield. This is layered symbolism, deliberate and reinforced. Not all figures are identical. Some display individualized facial structure, the upward gaze, devotional, attention to hair texture and features. At times it borders portraiture. This suggests observation rather than abstraction. Variations across centuries. From intricate to simplified. Across regions, repetition persists. This consistency signals embedded tradition. The black figure becomes part of visual nobility vocabulary. Heraldry preserves what politics often edits. These illuminated manuscripts were elite documents, preserved for centuries in aristocratic archives. Whether saint, king, or ancestor, the black figure marks distinction. Heraldry is conservative. It protects lineage. If it survives in heraldry, it survives scrutiny. Ink and gold do not lie. They preserve identity. In a system obsessed with lineage and bloodline purity, nothing was accidental. If the black figure appears again and again in Europe's heraldic memory, then it belongs to that memory. This is not a symbolic discussion. This is a technical one. We are analyzing heraldic terminology, not modern identity categories. Sable, Argent, or. These are tinctures, the legal color system of heraldry. Today we deconstruct how the Moor appears in official armorial records. We're working from plates, visitations, and Blazon language. To understand the image, we must understand the structure. This is a full heraldic achievement. Crest sits above the helm. Torse, the twisted wreath binding the crest. Mantling, decorative cloth flowing from the helmet. Escutcheon, the shield itself. The Moor can appear either as crest or shield charge. Placement changes meaning. In heraldry, position determines function. Here we separate crest from shield. Crest, a Moor's bust proper, wreathed or in sable. Bust equals shoulders visible. Proper equals natural coloration. Shield. Argent, a Moor's head couped sable. Couped equals clean cut at neck. These are not artistic guesses. They are Blazon defined. Blazon language is legal description. Context. Battle of Alcaraz, 1096. 4 Moorish heads. Argent field. Cross gules. Morphology. Severed heads. No torsos. Distinct from Germanic bust tradition. Here it represents martial victory, not lineage. Important distinction. Same image category, different heraldic function. Not limited to male busts. Mitred figures tied to bishoprics. Female busts appear crowned. Gender shifts do not remove heraldic authority. Crown equals sovereignty. Mitre equals ecclesiastical jurisdiction. The figure adapts to institutional context. Canting arms speak the bearer's name. Moor, mourner, Schwarz. Sometimes the figure is phonetic. It may function as rebus, not portrait. The visual becomes a linguistic marker. Primarily, crest figures in the Holy Roman Empire. Orientation, profile dexter, facing left from viewer perspective. Often clothed in livery, torso blends into helm. No legs. Architectural integration. This shows standardization across imperial territories. Uniform profile. Tortil headband appears repeatedly. Stylized bust termination. Pattern repetition suggests stock heraldic unit. By 16th century, form becomes codified. Repetition signals normalization. Micro details matter. Earrings, tortil colors, livery patterns. These distinguish one family from another. Blazon critical differences. This is how arms remain legally unique. Transition from image to record. Blazon, Sable, a fessy between 3 Moors' heads erased proper. Erased equals jagged edge. Proper equals natural coloration. Contrast with couped. English heraldic tradition preserves the same structure. It is important to note, the terminology is consistent across regions. Step 1, head or bust. Step 2, orientation. Step 3, adornment. Step 4, tincture. This is a repeatable method. We remove emotion. We apply structure. Geographic variance. Germanic versus Iberian versus English. Stratification. Patricians, royalty, church. Evolution. From variation to standardized profile with tortille. Appears across social strata. This is not isolated imagery. Let's take a look at the defined key terms. Sable, black or gold. Argent, silver, couped versus erased, cabossette, forward-facing, tortille, wreath. These are some of the researched archival sources used for this video. Please excuse me if I'm mispronouncing some of these. Scheibler Wappenbuch, Siebmacher's Wappenbuch, Visitations of Kent, General Armory of England. These are cataloged armorials. We are working from documented plates. When an image survives across multiple armorial archives, it becomes part of the institutional record. When we step back from modern assumptions and return to the structure of heraldry, something becomes clear. These images were not casual. They were blazoned, recorded, cataloged, preserved. The language is consistent: Sable, Argent, or couped, erased, proper, Crest, charge, escutcheon. Across German armorials, Iberian shields, English visitations, the form appears, standardized, repeated, codified. And in heraldry, repetition is not accidental. It is tradition, it is inheritance, it is institutional memory. These manuscripts were created to protect lineage, not to create myths. Heraldry was conservative. It guarded bloodlines. It defined identity. So whether functioning as crest, canting rebus, martial emblem, or dynastic charge, the figure is there, embedded in the visual vocabulary of European nobility. When we read the blazon correctly, we move beyond speculation, and what remains is record. If you appreciate structured, source-based analysis like this, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. We focus on documented material, archival sources, and the language that preserves historical record, and there's much more to decode. If you'd like the extended glossary, source list, and annotated plates used in this breakdown, they're available on my Substack. That's where I publish the deeper research and document archives that don't always fit into a video format.